Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I've got a review of Ride or Die, and this is by James Newman. This is published by Silver Shamrock Publishing. It's a rather short book. I read it on my Kindle, and according to my Kindle, it's 105 pages. That may be give or take a few pages, because a lot of times Kindle they're sometimes a little bit off with their page count as compared to regular books or hardbacks or paperbacks or whatever. Anyway, what this is about this girl, Amelia, and she's like 15, maybe 16 years old, and she finds out that her dad has been cheating with another woman, cheating on her mom with another woman. So to say she's kind of pissed about that would be an understatement. So what happens is Amelia and her friends, Cassie and Fallen, that's her name, yes, but it looks like Falleen or Foline or something like that, but she says it's Fallen. They decide to go to this woman's house, and when they get there, they have spray paint, baseball bats, and what have you, and they just completely trash the outside of the house, trash her car. Then they go inside and start to trash the place inside, writing all kinds of dirty things on the wall, like whore and things like that. And then they realize that they are not alone in the house, and that the woman that they have come to do these things to is not she's not just the sweet and sweet and innocent seductress or whatever that they seem to think that she is. In fact, her and her boyfriend, I think it's boyfriend and maybe husband, but her and her husband, they basically are a couple of killers. So now these girls find themselves in the middle of a very bad situation. And they start to get little clues. It's like whenever the girl is trashing the car, she sees that there's out-of-state plates that have Ohio or something like that on them, and that kind of rings some bells in her head. And then when she gets into the house, something just doesn't seem right. And then her and her friends find this photo album, and there's some very horrific and very disturbing things in the photo album. And then after that, all hell breaks loose. And not only do they have to put up with this couple, but they have to put up with a very vicious and very well-trained Doberman Pinscher that is ready to tear their throats out at absolutely any minute. So, as you can imagine, this does get a little bit extreme. So, and that's pretty much the synopsis of the book. I'm not going to tell you whether or not, the girls got away. They're all middle-grade girls. They're all like 15, 16 years old. Because it mentions that they're in like the 8th grade or something like that. So Amelia might even be younger, because if they're talking about middle school or middle grade, they may be even younger. But I know they mentioned that Cassie is like maybe 15 years old, and I think Amelia. So yeah, they're junior high to high school age. Anyway, so I believe this is supposed to be a book of extreme horror. I give this 3 stars. All right, and it is. There's a good bit of extreme horror to it, but it's compared to something like The Groomer by John Athan, or maybe Billy Silver, or something by Aaron Beauregard, like Yellow. This is pretty tame as far as extreme horror compared to those books. This is pretty tame, all right? What I got out of this, and I know this might sound strange, but what I got out of this book was, it really, to me, touched on the points about how when you're a little kid, most of the time, when you're a little kid, you're growing up with your parents and everything, and you just think that your parents can do no wrong. I mean, mom is mommy or whatever, and she's great, and then dad is daddy, and you're like your daddy's little boy, your daddy's little girl, and he is perfect in your eyes. but then something happens, along the way, and your parents just aren't quite so perfect anymore. And I think personally, that's what I think this book was dealing with more than anything. And that's what I got out of it. And for that part of it, that's what I enjoyed the most about it was, is that Amelia just, because it talks about in the past how her dad used to tuck her in the bed, and they would do things together and stuff. And so, there was this love there, but then he just has to turn around and screw it up with his infidelity. And it may not be infidelity in any other situation. It may be just something else. Maybe you saw your parent who's nice to you treating somebody else like acting like a total jerk, and that kind of disillusions. But I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. That is what I got out of it. That is my review. That is the way I saw this book. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the gore. I'm a horror fan. Of course I'm going to enjoy the gore, I don't like seeing young kids get hurt or anything like that, but still there is the gore factor. And it's not just the kids that get hurt, so let's just put it that way. That makes it sound like I'm happy that these kids got hurt. I am not, all right? Because one of them does get hurt pretty bad. I'm not going to give any more detail about it, but one of them does get hurt pretty bad. And it's a sad thing, but there's got to be a give and a take to this, I suppose. But anyway, that is my review of Ride or Die. Thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.